Hello, Savat the Mighty here, and welcome back to another Eve Echoes video. In today's video, we're actually going to be doing another mission. I haven't done a big mission in a long time. This one's not quite as big, it's not a T10, but hopefully it will be some entertainment value. Now let's see here. The mission that we did pick up is going to be a Soldier's Way. So this is a 55 million one. We are still going to be using the long-range fit on the Oracle. However, I am making a little bit of changes. So I still do have my two large reppers in the mid slots. And we're going to be using a target painter, Republic Fleet in this case. We have a Mark 7 hammerhead. We have all of our weapons are still our Corpus C-type large beam lasers. We are going to be using a Gistum C-type micro warp drive, medium, a Centum C-type heatsink, and 3 Marketeer tracking computers. This is going to give us a total range of 70 km with 94, 95 basically fall off. For the rigs, we have the laser collision accelerator, a laser burst aerator, and another laser burst aerator. All threes. I have an ancillary power grid router, 2, and 2 semiconductor memory cells. The power grid router is not really for this fit. As you can see, we have plenty of energy left over, but it will definitely help with the other fits that I do. So, you can change that out for whatever you want if you are using this type of fit. Okay, let's see, let's filter this. I think it's material that I want. And yeah, we're going to move to my ship. Where is my Oracle? Let's go ahead and get started. So we got to go 8 jumps away until we get to the first section. So I'm just going to go ahead and record this holistically, so from all of the jumps and everything. And what I can do is either try to fast forward the video in between the jumps or just have a little bit of a conversation or whatnot and just do the entire thing. That is the goal for this one. Hopefully I can keep that up and complete this mission.
Warp drive active.
We have all of our stuff here. Let's go ahead and get everything set up. Alright, for this we're going to try to set our orbit to 94. And our optimal range is 70. So
Warp drive active.
we're going to set our approach to 70 for now. And we're going to try this out. We're going to see if we can stay out of range, not take a whole lot of damage, and blow some guys up. Hopefully it's going to work out just fine. So I'm still having a lot of fun in the Oracle. I am trying to find ways in it to kind of balance out what it excels at. It does excel at staying within its optimal range compared to the other ships if you watched the last video.
Warp
So
drive
it doesn't
active.
really want to do the extreme range fighting too terribly much. That being said, fighting up closer means you're going to need more of a tank. So I'm seeing if I can creep in little by little and what I'm going to need to do in order to stay there and survive. I think it's going to end up being a very strange fit by the time I'm completed with it. The large lasers themselves are going to have that huge optimal range, but we'll still need a tank. And it also makes you very susceptible to the frigates. If you're using the long-range lasers and those frigates get anywhere near you, you're doomed. So you are going to need a ton of speed in order to outspeed them. I'm thinking it might not be a ship that can just stay in combat. You may have to warp out pretty far, take out the frigates, and then approach. This is going to be interesting to see. I'll probably also have to replace the damage with some more tanking capabilities. So this ship itself is doing 816 DPS. That is before we activate the damage, the heatsink that we have. So that should push it a little over 1,000, which is a substantial increase compared to where my damage was at prior. We are losing a bit of range, but that's okay. I think it's still going to perform amazingly. And that's what we're going to find out here today.
Warp drive active.
We have 4 jumps left remaining. Eve Echoes is a game that's evolving. It's evolving all of the time. And this latest update that's going to be coming out is going to bring a whole lot of excitement to the game. And that being said, I am not really in part of a guild that can take advantage of that, so I might actually look into migrating over into some type of guild. Know if I want to continue to make content and be able to bring out new things, I probably should. It would be very beneficial for me to become part of a group.
Warp drive active.
It's just hard to make a decision because I do work a lot, and when I play I'm doing mainly high-sec content, so it makes it difficult to make a commitment to a corp to be able to participate in a lot of the corp events. There might be somebody out there who would pick me up, no strings attached really, let me do my thing. Well, we'll have to find out though. It would be fun to actually go out and do some Dead Space missions and get my feet wet in the PvP and everything. So that aspect of the game does allure me a little bit, and it would be very fun to play around with all that. And watch Together We Solo. He's out there doing all that PvP stuff all the time. Eternal Echoes has the PvE game down on lock. I'm just kind of here in the middle. My claim to fame has been the Oracle, my 5 minutes of fame, if you will. And it's fun. I really enjoy the Oracle. But I am going to be going into an apocalypse. That's going to be my baby. That's where I want to be, in that apocalypse. Everybody wants their faction ships. I want my nightmares. Nightmares are cool, don't get me wrong. I love the nightmare. In EVE Online, I actually fly a nightmare.
Warp drive active.
So, really enjoy that ship on EVE Online. And EVE Echoes, it's also probably going to be equally as amazing. But I want the apocalypse. It kind of reminds me of a story back in the day when I first started playing EVE Online. I was part of a corp that was a mining corp. And back then, we all got together and we purchased apocalypses, and we had mining apocalypses. They could fit all these mining lasers, and we had our canisters just sitting out. We probably had like 10 people, maybe more, sitting there in the apocalypses mining and just chunking out ore. And then we'd have people in the indies just doing hauls back and forth and picking up the ore. Okay, so it looks like we got to the first encounter here. I want to see if there's a station. There is, this rapid assembly station. So I'm actually going to warp to the rapid assembly station first. And the reason why I want to warp to the rapid assembly station first is this is going to make me come in from the station. So whenever I turn around and approach the station, I'll be heading away from the combat in a direct way, which is going to give me the ability to dictate my range and know that I'm going towards a safe place and can warp out if necessary. Setting up your escape plan before you actually go into a battle is one of the more crucial things whenever you're taking on content where you're going to be doing a range kite fit. In my opinion, anyway. Alright, so we're here. I have no need to actually dock. So we're just going to jump right into the cosmic anomaly. And we're going to come in at 90.
Warp Warp
So I'm
drive
excited
active.
to get back in here and see what I can do as part of the combat. Alright, we got the station highlighted. It is our rapid assembly. But yeah, we had mining apocalypses, and it was pretty funny. Okay, these are all larger ships, so I'm gonna lock them all on and see what happens. I'm gonna focus fire on this guy, and we are gonna use the target painter. Alright, so we are chunking him down. We have missiles coming in. We were hit. That's probably from that sniper. So we're going to focus fire the sniper. And I'm actually going to activate the damage. Puts us at just over 1,000. Yep. Okay. Next, we're going to attack the Drake. Oh wow, the Drake is actually hitting me out at this range as well. Okay. So we'll activate this. And we're going to try to put some distance in between us. Are we going to make it outside of his range? Nope. That's fine. Let's turn this off. Okay. He's still able to hit us out at this distance at 100. It's actually quite troublesome. I didn't know the missiles were going to be able to hit that far. Let's activate our... Okay. So we have the MOA coming back in. Let's go ahead and activate our micro warp drive again. That's fine. Okay, let's use our tracking computer and get our range out a little bit further so we can take out this MOA. Because I still do want to keep a little bit of a distance here because the next wave is about to spawn. And when the next wave spawns, I want to make sure I can take out any type of frigates or whatnot that are going to be coming in. Alright, so we have a problematic one there, and a problematic one there. Let's focus fire on him. I'm trying to see if any of their weapons are actually hitting me. Okay. We appear to be good. Let's lock up and let's stop. Let's just come to a complete stop, let them come to me. I was really surprised that Drake was actually able to ping me with those missiles from so far out. That was quite impressive. Let's take out the Caracal next. So yeah, from the stories of the mining apocalypses, we ended up putting those into the garage as more industrial ships came out. We had all sorts of things going on, and we kind of graduated away from the mining once we got established. We got set up in nullsec, and we would do the encounters out there, and we would basically just have a group of us get together and clear out everything as fast as possible, and we would have corp days where they would set the corp tax to 100%, and everything that we earned would go towards that to pay off the corp debt. But I remember we went out for a couple of PvP encounters, and one of the fun things to do was the disco geddons, where you would take an Armageddon and you would load it up with smart bombs. Those were fun, and I tried it on the Apocalypse. It didn't work nearly as well, but the disco geddons were really cool. Stealth bombers were very neat in that game, and I flew one of those for quite a bit of time out there. Blockade runners were also pretty cool. We had to use that, but we also had a ship called a Noctis, and so we had two accounts. Most of us that played Eve, some of us had a lot more than two, but we would have our main account out there hunting, and then you would have a Noctis pilot, somebody who was just follow your main out there and pick up all the loot. And Noctises were ships that didn't really have any guns at all, but they had tractor beams, and they could carry quite a few of them. And you would just tractor beam all the loot, and it would come to you, and it would make a cleanup of the end of these missions so much better. I don't know if they're ever going to put any type of Noctis type ships in here, but it would make sense if you're starting to get into battleships and everything that are going to have a lot of trouble going around and picking up their loot at the end of missions unless they come equipped with stuff. You could really have a lot of alt accounts that can come in and do that. It'd be pretty fun. Alright, we're going to approach again. We're going to look for all of the problem child ships. Couldn't tell you which one is the worst here. So this guy looks like he is coming in faster than the rest. So we're going to shoot him. Followed by him. I am going to stop now because it doesn't look like anything else is approaching me. Alright, we're going to pick off the destroyer next. And move in for the Blackbird kill. Okay, stop. We're good hanging out at this range here. Yeah, so we had a lot of fun in that corporation. They produced ships. That was one of the big things that they did. I was in my Nightmare, but for the most part I actually flew a Drake. So I would have a Drake that I did a lot of my PvP stuff in. I know you're thinking, a Drake for PvP? That Drake had a passive tank that you would not believe. So a lot of things couldn't even, like, unlike here, I could get a frigate on me, any one of those frigates that could take out the ships here because I can't do anything about it, they couldn't even break my tank. I'd be like, yeah, you're a frigate, you got me locked down. Well, you're not going anywhere, and neither am I. Now we're waiting for our friends. And missiles with their ammunition, oh, missiles could be very, very deadly. You could have high precision missiles. You can even have missiles that can fire if you're not locked on. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happened in that game. This game is similar, but nothing like it really. But those are EVE Online stories. This is EVE Echoes that we're doing here. And these long range fits are pretty fun. Now I am still outside of my range. So my range is 70, I'm 80, 90. I am almost at that 50% damage range. So we're actually only doing about 400 DPS out here, a little over that. And so 400 DPS, you're still doing 1,300. A lot of your smaller ships, like your Caracals and stuff like that, your cruisers, are going to be in this damage range. And the cruisers would be able to come out here and do these missions, just not from this range. At this 87, we're going to be doing closer to full damage, but not quite. Okay. So we got the Moa taken out. Now we're attacking the Naga. I assume this Naga has some blasters on him, and the reason why I would think he has blasters is because he's not laying damage into me right now. If he had the railguns, then he would already be applying damage. I would imagine anyway. So once we looked at the ship's ranges and stuff like that, it should be hitting me no problem at this range. Yeah, so at this point it's just sitting. We're going to wait for the next wave. This next wave is going to be the third wave, and I assume we will start seeing elites in this wave. Okay, let's turn around. Alright, so let's lock you up, let's lock you up, let's lock you up. Okay. So we need to get this guy's dead before they get in range. That's the important part. If they do start to get too close to us, we gotta warp out. Because we don't have any type of scrams or webbers or any of that type of stuff. Okay. Let's activate this. Let's lock onto him. And let's approach. We're in a safe point now to be able to approach. So 118 is a bit too far away. We still hit though. It had to have been that my tracking computer, or targeting computer was still active for that last second. Okay. So I don't really want to lock up everything because I do want to see if a ship is going to come in. Let's take a look at our ships that we have here. I don't see any elites, so I'm not too scared of anything here. The only thing that might actually give us trouble is if there's another one of those missile ships. So, or this Naga. If this Naga has the long-range railguns on him, then he might be able to hit us out at these ranges, but I'm not scared of one Naga. If it was an elite Naga, I might be scared. Okay, so this wave should be over quite soon. These guys are tier 8. I was wondering what level the mission was. Alright. And so yeah, we have that one Condor didn't even rush in. One of the good things about the large lasers is they are actually considerably fast at firing. They're not the fastest, but they are pretty fast, which means you do have the ability to actually retarget and take out these smaller ships much better than something like the cannons. If you have the cannons on there, their fire time is insanely slow. And because they're insanely slow, when you have those fast ships that all want to come rushing at you, it's going to be almost impossible for you to actually take them all out before they get under your guns. Depending. Obviously, if you're far enough away that you can just bounce back and forth and use the rubber banding, then you're probably good to go. There's no reason why you would need to do anything less. But if you're not using the end that 250 buffer area, which I do recommend, if you've got the ability to use it, heck, use it. But if you're not using that, then they're probably going to get under your guns. So you definitely want to stay as far back as possible in that so you can make use of that. Because those guns have like a, if I was looking at it, something like a 20-second, it's almost half a minute. Now obviously based off your skills and stuff that's going to get reduced, but still, that's an ungodly long time to wait to fire. And especially on those small ships, if you have a whiff, oh, that could be brutal. Actually, focus fire on him. The reason why I switched targets there is because the Mo was a bit further away, and I don't see any issues with killing either one of them, because again, this Naga should already be hitting me if I was going to be in range of the long-range railguns. So he's obviously using some snub nose, and that's not going to hurt me. The MOA I'm not even concerned with because the MOA is obviously a Logi ship. Okay. I am going to approach. I'm going to take a look at the cosmic anomaly. I am 91 km away. That is fine. I am not going to use the micro warp drive or anything like that at this time. Wave 4 should definitely have some elites in it. Quite a few ships as well. Let's hit this because I am closer than I thought I was. Okay. Let's blow him up. There we go. Let's turn this off. Okay. Wow, look at all these ships. Alright. So we're going to turn around here. And we're going to come to a stop. This elite is actually who I want. Alright, so we're going to turn the target painter on him. And we're going to see if we can take him out. Perfect. Alright, the next is going to be this guy here. He is moving in now. Boom, dead. Okay, next is our Blackbird. We are going to start approaching a little closer now. I think we got rid of the elites as far as the frigates go, so we're in a good boat there. Remember, 95 is our 50% range, so we do want to get kind of at least to the 95. Now, we do have the target painter kick in, and it does help a little bit by increasing the size. Since the Blackbird is a cruiser, the cruiser is going to get a bigger increase than the frigates to that, so that'll put us in a better position to apply more damage. However, target painters haven't really impressed me very much. Okay, so I'm starting to get into a range here where I want to stop. And the reason why I want to stop is I'm watching all of these other ships. I already know that these Drakes, if they're equipped with the long-range missiles, can hit me at this level. I'm actually going to change targets because that Caracal put up a shield. Okay. Perfect timing. Alright, so the Elite Caracal should be taken out quite soon. We're already cut through its shields. They have very little armor, so I can see here everything's starting to get under that 100 km marker, but our Elite Drake is actually the scary one here. So we're going to lock up him. Alright, we're keeping an eye on the Drake, but I need to take out these little ships first. Okay. So Drake is sitting at 86. Once he starts applying damage to us, I do want to start turning around. If he is using torpedoes, then that's actually really good for us. My hood ornament's wandering off. I don't know what he's up to, but he found something interesting to play with. Okay, Drake is within 80 km. That's almost perfect optimal range for us. So that's actually wonderful. While the Drake is sitting there, we can activate our damage boost, and we can lay into him. So we're doing optimal damage to this Drake, and we're doing it to his shields, which is perfect. We want to apply our most damage to the shields where we're going to do the most damage, so we can cut through those things like butter. Alright, the shields have been eliminated. Now we're going to the armor. We're going to do far less damage on the armor, but he has far less armor than he does shields. So we should still get through this relatively quickly. He has just now hit our optimal range, so we are going to be applying our full damage. 2,767 isn't anything to cry home about, but it is getting cut basically in half. Alright. We have breached the hull on the Elite Drake, and he is at 66 km. If he has rapid fires, his rapid fires will be coming into range shortly. But I think we will have him dead far before that. And there he goes. Alright, so next we're going to attack this Elite Moa. This Elite Moa too is actually getting pretty froggy on us. So he's coming faster than the other ships. I am keeping an eye on the smaller ships as well. But the Moa itself was... He's the froggy one. He's gotten closer than everybody else. He's already... Well, I think it was this guy that was firing. One of them was firing, yeah. So... Unfortunately, unlike lasers, I can't tell you what the difference is between the long and short range weapons, but it seems like we're doing okay. Yeah, the Elite Moa decided he wanted to back off. We started shooting at him, and he's like, oh no, not me. Kill somebody else. The Moas like to do that. I don't know why. But we're going to keep applying damage to him. Let him run. He's just going to die tired. Okay. He's at 97. He's almost out to a full 100 km. Let's blow him up. Excellent. So now we have the two Caracals. These two Caracals are still sitting at 87 km. They are not going to be within range of anything. On average, when I was running a regular Caracal, and I don't think these are the snipers, are they? Snipers would already be hitting me. Yeah, these are just regular Caracals. So they're going to come into range between 42 and 52. That's with long-range missiles. That's saying they actually have long-range missiles equipped. So, not worried about them actually getting into range before they're, dead-deado. We have another Condor over there. If that Condor would have rushed us with the other ones, it would have been more scary, but I think he's some type of Logi Condor who's just sitting there chilling with his friends, having a cigarette. It's okay, we're going to take him out too. Sorry, buddy. Alright, looks like next on our list is the Naga. He got the closest, so he's going to get the lasers. He is sitting just under our 50% damage range. We're going to go ahead and turn on our heatsink. Our heatsink should give us the ability to do pretty much full damage on him. We're still doing some slim stuff there. It's okay though. It does look like he's not in range either. The Drake is also not one of those super Drakes that's using those missiles that can go out to like 600 million miles away and hit me. So we appear to be in a safe spot. Everything is getting a little bit closer. That 85 is 84 now, is just a little bit over the optimal. So we're in the hole. Everything is going great. He's target painted. We're feeling safe back here. We're applying damage at a pretty decent rate. Life is good. Life is good for the Oracle. Alright, looks like our next target is a Moa. Now, if this Moa behaves like the other Moas, what we're going to see is he's going to run away. Well, I'll be. That Drake doesn't even have missiles. That Drake is using railguns. I'm going to have to try that. I'm going to fit railguns to my Drake. I'll call it the rat fit. Pitham Drakes use railguns. It's the new meta. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Okay. And all we have left is Drakey Boy here. This is wave 4. I don't think there's going to be another wave, but there is a whole nother section that we have to do in this one. So this was fairly easy. It's going to be very good money. It's really easy to do. I didn't even have to go out and play, you know, games with the 250 marker. This guy is laying into me. He's actually hurting me. Not very much though, so I don't care. I have my armor reppers here that are ready to go. I did take a little bit of damage to the armor from when that first Drake was peppering me with those missiles, and now this Drake is within range. But he's already into hull, so I'm not concerned. I think I did a much better job this time of actually using my tools that I brought, not just letting them sit there. So I was paying attention to all of that. Okay, our mission is updated. So now we can take a look and go scoop up all of our loot, which we will do. And we have a micro warp drive to help us with that. Let's put away our hood ornament. That was pretty successful. And let's go ahead and give us a pulse of this. And we're just going to pulse that to top off our armor. So that way whenever I do dock at a station or anything like that, then it's not going to ask me to go ahead and pay the money to repair it. This ship with the micro warp drive currently is doing just over 1,000 meters per second, which is not bad. But as we looked at when we were on the test server, it's going to probably get up to about 1,200 once I get all of the skills taken care of in this ship, which is still going to be a far ways off, but that's something to look forward to. It's going to go about 200 faster than we are right now. Alright, so let's see what type of goodies we're going to get off this battlecruiser wreck. Challenger medium missile, basic guidance. Not bad. Honestly, at this stage of the game, though, meta level 5 stuff really isn't used for much anymore. Hopefully we can bring in a lot of new players and people will need to have the meta level 5 stuff again. I mean, it still does sell, but we got a basic magnetic field stabilizer, I believe that is, and a Challenger medium again. Alright, so we're going to have a collection of long-range missiles when we're done with this. That's good. Okay. So overall, from start now, I'm sitting at 38 minutes for this mission. It's not too terribly bad. We finished the entire first counter, including the jumps, in that time frame. Let's see. Ooh, some torpedoes. I like to see the torpedoes when they're being fired at me. I do not like to see the torpedoes when they're loot. Torpedoes are an interesting weapon. They're actually going to be very powerful, I think, when it comes to dealing with battleships once they become more popular and they're more abundant in the world. Okay. That was a pretty good haul of elite. Well, that's a pretty good haul off of an elite frigate. So the rest of this loot I think is just mundane. I'll pick it up because my cargo hold can hold it. Yeah, we got nothing else left here. Overall, I think the performance for doing a tier 8, the first half of a tier 8 anyway, we still haven't got to the hardest parts of this mission. That was pretty successful. So it was able to actually perform well in the mission and stay within a closer range, which is definitely going to speed up my times on missions because I'm actually running the damage mod as well. And I still played a little bit safer. I moved in closer than I normally do, but I still hung back pretty far. I'm very cautious about things getting under my guns because, again, I have no way to combat that. I know what you're thinking. Why don't you put something to combat on there? Well, I believe if they get under your guns, you're just plain out screwed, so I'm trying to fight in a way that I know I can survive. Alright. So let's go ahead and go through the story now. They confused me. We got 8 jumps to the next section. We're going to Kubanin, 0.04 space.
Warp drive active.
So, what else are we going to be doing in Eve Echoes? Well, when the Sovereignty thing comes out, there's going to be a lot more people doing space station stuff, I imagine. I don't know too terribly much about that update. Looks like it's going to be fun, though. And another reason why I would like to get a part of a group, go out there and have some fun in nullsec. I got two accounts, so I'd probably end up taking my alt out there or something like that and leave Doom Piggy out in here and just have Doom Piggy do story missions solo, focus on that, and have my alt focus on the PvP side of the game and out in nullsec and everything. I think that'd probably be the best way to do it. Have one character live in high sec, the other character live in nullsec, and just have fun.
Warp drive active.
I am liking where this Oracle is at. I definitely, after looking on the test server, think there's something to be said about a close range fit. I did put a lot of the heat sinks on there and was checking that out, but I don't think you would actually build that way. With the close range fit, you're definitely going to need a much more tanky ship. I think it could be done, but I'm still very scared to bring the close range fit into story missions. I'll have to actually put it to the test soon, though. Best one to try with it is going to be T6s first, because they're going to have a lot of tinier ships. With the tinier ships, it's going to really test the things getting under the guns with that one.
Warp drive active.
So I think like a close range fit, because with the close range lasers, you're still going to be able to sit outwards up to like 27 km. It's pretty decent distance, and hit other ships with full damage. So as long as, I mean, it has a good tank on it. I worry about that though. Making this ship stable is going to be a bit difficult, and if you're going to be running those story missions, you're kind of going to need to be stable, because you might get in a section where you have a lot of misses until you can manually pilot your ship enough to actually destroy something. It's going to be fun. I might buy a second Oracle and try to do a very tanky fit on an Oracle as well.
Warp drive active.
I'm talking about, you know, not even damage rigs on it, putting in tank rigs on there. And the navigation side, making it maneuverable, because it already gets that velocity, or not velocity bonus, what am I talking about? Inertia bonus. Yeah, so taking advantage of the inertia modifier, there might be something to that. So really looking at the skills of this ship and knowing what I know about lasers after looking through all the research, I really think the Oracle is supposed to be a close range ship. I think you're supposed to have the pulse lasers on here. It has the inertia modifier bonus per level. It's 25%, so this thing can turn. It turns really quickly. So it's a manual pilot. Scan resolutions means it's going to lock things up faster. I really think that's how it's meant to be used. Comparatively. I'll have to test it out. We got 3 jumps remaining till we actually get to our destination. At our destination, we are going to look for a station and see if we can pull off the same thing again.
Warp drive active.
So at Tier 9, we also get the Oracle too. Adds an additional laser. That additional laser means more power draw. I really want to take a look at the differences between the Oracle and the Oracle 2. I do know it's like I believe black and red, so that's pretty interesting. As far as color scheme goes, I definitely know I'm going to buy one. I am going to get my sweet, sweet battleship first, but an Oracle 2 is going to be... I mean, why not? I already have all the skills to fly the Oracle just fine.
Warp
Getting
drive
that Oracle
active.
2 is going to be really, really fun too. Because that Oracle 2 is just going to do everything the Oracle does, just a little bit better. So, I am excited about that as well. I want the Apocalypse so bad, but I don't actually have all the battleship skills because I'm going to be training into these battle cruiser skills. So I might actually end up picking up the Oracle 2 first. And while I'm flying around in a pimped out Oracle 2, I'll be training up my battleship skills. I know what everyone's saying. I could be training my battleship skills now. Well, technically I am. I'm training large lasers. One of the things I noticed whenever I was doing my spreadsheet as well is all of the battleships do not get that 50% reduction to the power grid need like this one does. So those battleships, they may have some power grid issues if you don't have the skills to actually back it up. So I'm really worried about that. Meaning that I'll just go from an Oracle to an Oracle 2 and have fun in that. I'm kind of talking myself into it and where I'm going to be at because I'm looking at the skill training times for these large lasers and they're not getting learned anytime soon. So we have about 3 months until Tier 9 stuff is going to be available to us. A little less, I think. Yeah. So in that time, I'll have hardly anything finished. Station. So we're going to go to La-Di-Da. Oops, I hit dock.
Warp drive
So
active.
Li-Di here is where I decided to warp to. The only reason why I decided to warp to here in specific is because Li-Di is the most different name of all of those. I know they all have different names in this particular case, but that one stands out to me the most. And because it stands out to me the most, it'll be easier for me to recognize when I need to get away in a hurry. Okay. I wish I could cancel docking. Stop! Okay. Cosmic Anomaly. We're going to go to a Soldier's Way 2. We are going to warp in at 95 again. And here we are. Alright,
Warp
so
drive active.
first mission and travel time, we're sitting here at 48 minutes. Definitely not bad yet, but I'm sure it's going to give us something to be scared about. Oh boy. Okay. Can I even get it targeted? Crap, wrong one. Go away, activate our tracking computer. Come on. Oh, got him. Whew! That was scary. We started a bit too close. But all is well that ends well, right? We just activated our micro warp drive that saved our butts. And And we were able to skedaddle away. Alright, let's go ahead and stop that and stop that. I think we're in a good spot here. Those guys starting so close to me. Let's approach this blackbird. Yeah, it's always scary when you first do that warp in and you realize that those fast ships are already so close to you. It's like, can I outrun them? Which is why I really love the micro warp drive on this ship. A lot of people, they say, hey, the large afterburner is better. Me personally, I've tested it. The amount of time that it takes your large afterburner to get up to speed isn't going to save you. So in a situation like that, even with that large afterburner, they would have been on me. Once they're on you, you're doomed if they have a warp scram. Now, I would have probably been able to fight my way out of it in some way, but the whole point of it is to be able to outpace them enough that I can shoot them and kill them and everything's just fine. That's where I want this ship to be. It's a very mid-range ship when it comes to what it excels at, which is firing these lasers. So I'm not going to be sitting nearly as far out as the Typhoon, I believe it is. I always get that one mixed up. Ships. Battle cruisers. Tornado! The Typhoon is the battleship. I always get those mixed up. So yeah, the Tornado, we're going to... that one can shoot you from 72 billion miles away. This one's going to focus out a little bit closer. Again, 70, 80, 90, 100. We're already... 95 is going to be our optimal range here. So we're already a bit above that. But this Naga is actually coming into it. But it's okay, because once we activate one of these... I mean, let's... Optimal range 101. Can hit up to 135. We're fine. We sit back there, we can take out those smaller ships at that range. And it does give us a bit more of that tracking as well, so... yeah, let's start applying damage. 95, we're just at our 50%. So, we should be doing good. Oh, that beginning was a little bit of a scare. But it's fine, it's not like we were warping into elites or anything like that. Okay. I don't like the fact that they seem to be moving away from me. So we will go ahead and approach. And while we're doing that, I'm going to take a look at the cosmic anomaly, see that we're actually 136 km away. So we're a pretty good distance. La-di. La-di-da. I know it's lie-die, but whatever. I have fun. Alright, so the MOA 2 is definitely keeping range. I think we're fine here. Yeah, even the Naga is kind of staying farther back. Okay. Let's go ahead and activate one of our rangefinders, basically. Take that out, and cosmic anomaly, we're still at 126. So we're in a good spot. I don't know exactly where they're going to spawn in at, but everything should be fine. Alright. We're going to go ahead and turn around here. And get ready for the next wave. So wave 2. What's wave 2 going to bring us? Okay. What is coming at us? You are coming at us. You are coming at us. You are coming at us. Okay. Let's get rid of this Condor first. Okay. Next we have this guy. We're going to turn on our micro warp drive because we want to keep him as far away as possible. Alright, we're going to turn off our micro warp drive because we are in a good spot now. Okay. We look like we're good. I think everything's stabilized. All of the fast ships have done their fast thing. That's really all we have to survive through. Once we have the fast ships down that are going to come up to us and try to get under our guns, then the rest of the match becomes kind of just a balancing act, really. So right now I'm still being very cautious of these other ships. Just because they haven't warped over here really fast, it doesn't mean that they're not thinking about doing it. Okay. Let's approach. Okay. Let's start targeting up some more of the guys so we can switch over. Alright. So the Blackbird should be dead here in a moment. We're going to go ahead and approach the Condor. And we'll fire on that in just a second. We are going to approach the next Condor. I'm just making very slight adjustments to make sure we're moving head on. These ships are definitely not flying directly at me. Okay. That Drake is 109 away. And I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on it and seeing what it does with its amazing long-range missiles that it can possibly have. Yep. Okay. So we are turning right around. We're going to take out this Korax C. And now we're going to play Kill the Drake. So we're going to activate those, and we're going to try to take this Drake off the table. We do not want his damage ruining our fun. Okay. Let's turn back around. I think we are outside of his range. Excellent. We are not outside of his range. Okay. Let's turn back around. Okay, so now I'm sitting at 100. It doesn't really matter. We can approach him. I don't need to be scared. He hasn't even touched my shields or my armor yet. So I started getting back into a habit. That's one of the habits that I have whenever I start taking damage on my extreme long range fit. I wanna make that range gap further and further to try to take no damage whatsoever. This build doesn't need to do that. Okay. Now we can go back to the fun stuff. Oh. Okay. And, oh, I don't need to move. I can just sit, chill, sit still. Sit perfectly still, and let's remove some caracals from existence. Not bad. Goodbye, shields, Caracal. Huh. Okay. Looks like we have a Naga wanting to have some fun now. We got rid of nearly 50% of its shields in one shot. It's pretty good. Lasers just definitely shred through shields. So for things like Kaldari, I mean, if you are focusing on lasers, you definitely want to fight Kaldari or Mimitar, um, because they are the shield tanks in the game. Or Sancha's Nation, if you're going to go for faction, I believe they are primarily shield tanks as well. So that's kind of where you want to stay at. You want to stay with those shield tanks. Okay. I don't know what this Mo is doing, except for chilling. Alright, so that was wave 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Cosmic Anomaly. We can see that we're 129 off. And I still do want to be very cautious in the beginning of these spawns, because we're going to be coming into wave 3. And wave 3 can, not saying it is, but it can be possible that it's going to spawn some elites. Okay. It's quite a few ships. Alright, who's going to be coming at us? You. You. You and you. Okay. Boom. Alright. We should be able to get another shot off before this is done. Excellent. Okay. Not scared yet. So this guy has almost hit our optimal range. Now that's 4 small ships. We were able to take out 4 small ships by the time they got to us. Now mind you, none of them were elite ships, but that's still pretty impressive. Okay. Perfect. We managed to accomplish it. Now we can turn around and we can start... Oh, there is an elite ship in this one. Okay. You don't need to fire that far out. We do know we're at about 130-ish range with our computers on, so we can start applying some damage to these guys from this range. So that way we are speeding up the mission a little bit. I have them, might as well use them. Okay. We still have quite a bit to go. Excellent. Okay, so my approach stops. So if the ship is destroyed that we're on, our approach does stop. I have to remember that. So everyone here is at just this 100 km range, so they're all in actually a huge tight pack. I don't like that. I don't want them to be in this big cluster of a group, because if anybody shoots off from this group, then I can be in a world of trouble. I can use this. So see how the Blackbird's getting a lot closer than the rest of them? So they still can shoot off. We do have an elite Drake in there as well. I don't like that. If he's got the long-range missiles, then he'll start lighting me up soon. Okay. $95.90 puts him at our 50% damage marker. He is an elite. I am going to go ahead and activate the damage and see if we can apply a ton to him really quickly to get him removed from the combat. I like what I'm seeing. Okay. Excellent. This is a lot of ships. I actually don't want it to fire. This Drake has a shield up, so we're going to go ahead and fire on this guy. He is sitting at 89 and he hasn't hit us with a volley of missiles, so that's pretty good for us. We've got about another 30 seconds on our damage mod, so it'll come out soon, and we can apply full damage to the Drake over here. Okay, so even without the damage mod, we got a good hit of 5,000. Followed up by just a normal hit of 3, but we are chunking through them pretty quickly. I won't be surprised to see that shield come back up soon. Yeah, we're almost all the way through his shields now. Okay. We are into his armor. This is an elite Drake. He is sitting at 76 km away. We just activated our damage mod again. We are in armor. It's not going to do nearly as impressive damage numbers, but it's still going to help us out quite a bit. Okay, so he put his shield back up. So I'm going to change over to this Pithy Sea Corax. Looks like I'm going to be able to get at least 2 shots off on him. Stop that. And we're going to also take some pot shots at this Caracal out at 100 until the shield goes down. Okay, shield is down. We're changing targets back to the Drake. He is sitting at 68 km away from us. He should be approaching range where his missiles, if he has the rapid fires, are coming into range. That should be, I would say, probably around the 50, depending on his skills. Which I don't even know if he takes skills into account, or if he has any type of missile launcher mods on there that might extend his range a little bit. But all in all, it looks like he's going to go down quite quickly. We did take some damage, so we are starting to get into range at 62. He is using railguns. I apologize. It's not missiles. It's not missiles. We have nothing to worry about. Okay. So our other friends here, they are starting to hit that 100 km range, so this Caracal is right at that 95, so he is going to be taking 50% damage from us. We do have all of our mods though, so we can definitely start using those and let's apply some full damage to this Caracal. Okay. Okay. What are you? Sniper. We have a Caracal sniper. I do not like you, Caracal Sniper. You have hurt my feelings. Just by existing. So we're gonna hit both of these and try to take out this sniper as soon as possible. He is being very, very annoying. Okay. And he's gone. Condor destroyed. I would rather take out these MOAs if I could. I do not like the MOAs. They're going to do that Healy thing to people, and that kind of annoys me. Okay, 2, 1, and we're going to chain activate that, get rid of that guy, and we're going to move on to MOA number 2. 5,900, that's nice. Followed by 294. We're well outside of range. The MOA is 103 km away. And so we're applying damage, but not too terribly much right now. But I did want to get rid of the MOA first, and I'm putting the other ships into range. Yeah, so once we activated our tracking computer again, then the MOA easily is taking tons of damage. Okay. This leaves us with a Drake. Let's go ahead and activate this and this. And let's just try to apply some really nasty damage. 5,800, not bad. 3,900. That one was mainly armor though. We had a little tiny bit of shield left. 3,000. This Drake is going to drop quick. Okay. Let's go ahead and stop. Focus fire on the Naga. Take a look at where we're at. Soldier's Way, we're at 116. I said stop, please. Thank you. Now this is wave 3. And there is going to be another wave. There has to be. I haven't run into an encounter yet that has 3 waves. They all have 4 waves. But we did see some elites on this wave. So I think our next wave is going to be... Oh. Station Ladi. Let's get out of here. Alright, let's hit that and see what comes running at us. Boom, boom, boom. That's a lot of ships. Okay. Deado. Deado. Okay. We got 2 more to take out here. Not bad. Not bad at all. Wave 4, we just took out a hit squad of fast ships coming towards us using our micro warp drive. And we are 150 off. So we're not even making use of the breakpoint. We can start firing on this guy. Okay. I think we can stop moving. Let's use that. Alright. Now we have an elite caracal that's coming in on us. Let's apply as much damage as 6,500. Not bad. That was even without the damage boost activated. Oh yeah, Mr. Caracal. You're gonna have a bad day. Alright, shield and armor is gone. This guy is already in hole. Elite Caracal destroyed. We're onwards to a Drake. We're going to go ahead and approach the Drake since it's not applying any damage to us. And we're going to activate our damage mod. Okay. And we're going to stop at 84. Oh, he's got a shield too, huh? Okay, I see how these guys want to play. Whew, 5,000. That's brutal. I'm sorry, Drake friend. 6,000. Goodbye to your shield. You're still going to have a lot of armor though, so you're at 70. You're within my optimal range now. Let's go ahead and approach. I can move away. You're still not hitting me with anything, so you are within my optimal range. There's no reason for me to let you get within yours and then get hit by some elite weapons. That's not fun. Oh well. Yeah, this Drake here, that was pretty good. I mean, if he would have appeared, I don't really know how the randomness works, but if he would have appeared with those long-range missiles, he could have applied and chunked us down, and while we were dealing with the other stuff. So there is the potential that bad things could have happened. We still do have a lot of guys left. Don't let me let you think that this is 100% out of the clear. I think it is. I don't see anything hitting us now, and we're good. Like, what's this Drake gonna do, really? He's dead, so. We have an elite Mo over there. It's probably elite-y healing its allies. It's like all it can do. We have a group in here that's at the 80 range of these three, then we move out to the hundreds. Ships. We have elite MOA. That's it. That's all we got, an elite MOA. The rest of these guys are just normal ships. So what we're gonna do is sit here and blow them all up. One after the other. Because it doesn't matter. Until we get to that elite MOA. That elite MOA he may mess me up. Gotta give the elite MOA the respect he deserves. Okay. Goodbye, Condor. It was nice knowing you. Let's go ahead and approach this guy since that Condor is probably going to be dead here in a moment. I stand corrected. The Condor activated Superman mode and decided to dodge everything. And is continuously proving me wrong. Yes. Okay. Condor is in Superman mode. So, boop. That boop was me hitting a targeting computer, and he died right there. Okay. We did not kill him. Fantastic. So, we have a few more of these Pithycorax C types. They're just dying. Quite quickly, too. Usually 2 shots are doing them in. Now, we got one of those logistics condors over here. Our elite Moa is the closest thing? What? Ooh, 3,700, and I activated my damage mod, so 5,900, that seems more like it. He is running away. He does not want to be close to me. Okay. The elite Moa is into hull. Not much longer now. He has pulled us into the middle of the pack, though. When I say he's pulled us into the middle of the pack, for this ship, the middle of the pack is they're all 80 km away. Okay, so on that note, I can stop, which I already am because the Moa is dead. I do like that. And we're going to start taking out these caracals. I don't think any of them are snipers. Yes, some of them are snipers. And by some, I mean all of them. Oh, we got 4 drakes? I didn't even see that part. So apparently, in that blob somewhere, there are 4. 4 drakes. Well, the fact that none of them are actually hitting me with any types of volleys of missiles, and they're at 80, 90 km, I think we're safe. Okay. You can fire at whatever you want, guys. You know what? Just have at it. Activate the damage mod. Put things in range that may not quite be in range. Do full damage. Just murder things. Okay. Ouch! 5,700. Not bad. So overall, this mission has been extremely easy. Like, there was no worry whatsoever at any part of this. The scariest part was when we ran into the Drake that applied a little bit of damage to us. Other than that, it does require some practice in playing this. I wouldn't recommend, if you're new to kiting, just coming in and doing it. You really do need to pay attention. All of those ships that were coming in that fast on me, that could have spelt out the end of me if I wasn't paying attention. So if I didn't turn around and burst away from them whilst applying the damage, they could have gotten all around me and locked me in place, and I could have been in a lot of trouble. Would have I survived it? I don't know. Maybe. Oh no, something's hitting me. Something is in range to hit me. Bet you it's a Drake. Oh, and a Moa. Okay. Let's start applying damage to Drake 1. 6,300. Goodbye, Drake 1. You won't be long for this world. Okay. We somehow missed a chunk of his armor and went straight to hull. Oh, there it goes. Alright. All Drakes are within optimal range now, basically, so we can literally just sit here and watch the fireworks play out. The Railgun Drakes. They impress me. Okay. So it looks like 2 of these Drakes are not using railguns. They are probably using short-range missiles of some sort. Because I only have the pew pew coming in from one of them. That would be this guy. He is the next in the list, I believe. Okay. Let's focus fire that guy. Oof, 5,000. Not bad. Let's turn on our damage mod, 5,900. Well, it was fun, Railgun Drake. It was fun. But you're about to go the way of the dodo. I salute you. He is into hull and fading fast. Sticking around for just a little longer. One last glimmer of hope. It's all over. The hope has expired. Alright, we're down to 1 Drake. We are down to 1 Drake without shields. I wonder if there's going to be a surprise 5th wave. That would be just like them to do that to me. So, in case there's a surprise 5th wave, I'm going to go ahead and start approaching my station, Lidi. There is not a surprise 5th wave. Alright, let's take a look at our loot. So overall, we now finished the 2nd wave. We're at an hour and a half, including jumps. We still have a loot left to get, though. Okay. I didn't even really look at that loot very much. I think we have a warp disruptor in there. Yeah, it looks like a lot of these guys had the rapid fires and possibly torpedoes, which was really good for us. It let us complete the mission quite easily. Okay, we got some torpedoes. We still do have a couple more elites here to loot up. Man, I wish this was before the patch. I pulled 2 interruptive warp disruptors off before the patch. I'd have been rich. But one of the things I like about this particular playstyle is that it was really safe. It still is fun. You gotta keep your range, you gotta make sure. You gotta duck in to make sure you're getting your optimal range up, so you want to be a little bit closer. We never even broke the 250 marker, so we didn't have to rubber band anything. We played it correctly. And that's kind of what I like to see, because if they ever do remove where you can do the rubber banding and whatnot, then that's going to take one of the key aspects of how I play with the long range builds out of it. Maybe if you do that, all the ships go back to full life. Oh, that would suck. And getting the loot here it's not too bad with the micro warp drive on this ship. That is another aspect of it that I really do like. Alright, so it's going to be a little over an hour and a half to do this mission. I know a lot of people are able to complete T10s in 2 hours. Yeah, that's not me though. Not yet. Maybe one day I'll get there. But the T8s are right up my speed, taking about an hour and a half, 2 hours. They still do give me a good chunk of money. I can do them relatively safe. And then when I have time, I can start the T10 missions. So I do prefer the T8s. They take just about the right amount of time that I want to play. I don't end up getting tired and wanting to put the mission on hold. Okay. We got our money, our 52.2 million. What did we get in our cargo here? So it says it's about 26 million, but I do have some plasmoids in here, and it's not 26 million. I mean, have they fixed the warp disruptors yet? They're saying an interrupted warp disruptor sells for almost 4 million. That might be true. It's maybe a little bit more accurate than I thought now. 87,000, okay. 2 million, okay. That's not 2 million. Where are they getting their rates from? Yeah, okay. So not much. Not much in the way of loot. Well, I am going to go ahead and head on back to the base, and I will leave you there. So overall, with a little bit of talking, and from the very beginning of this mission, from picking it up at my home station to flying out to completion, with a little bit of extra talking in between, this took about 1 hour and 35 minutes total in the Oracle. So, not too bad for 50 million when I don't have the skills or the other ships that can do a T10. My
Warp
T10s,
drive
well, they
active.
can do a T10 in a good amount of time. I can do T10s. They take anywhere between 6 and 8 hours for me to do, so they are still definitely worth it, but that is a lot of time invested all at once if I want to do that. So this one here for an after work, before bed type of mission, just a little hour and a half, get it done. Not bad. I enjoyed it, and the Oracle performed very well. Actually, moving in and increasing using the extra damage on here, I didn't even really have to dip into the armor reppers that terribly much, and I was able to apply a lot more damage and finish the missions at a pretty good speed, I think. Alright, so if you liked the video, go ahead and please leave a like and comment if you have any ideas or if you think that this could be performed better or differently in a version that you would like and what you would like to see. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.